Okay, so thank you, Pamela, for leading off our educational program. As most of us are still sheltering at home, I'm looking forward to traveling with you on your next play trip, since I probably can't go anywhere. For our second segment, we're going to take a trip to beautiful Japan to meet the members of the Baker Company 100th Infantry Battalion 442nd Regimental Combat Team Reenactment Group. Sorry, hang on, my papers are falling in the wind. Who are based in Maizuru, a coastal town about an hour and a half car ride from Kyoto. The group is dedicated to reenacting with incredible accuracy the World War II battles in Europe fought by the 100th and 442nd. Most of the members are Japanese nationals and civilians with no military ties, but a handful serve in one of the three branches of the Japanese Self-Defense Force, including the group's founder, Sergeant First Class Taichi Nakanishi and Hidenori Koda, who you'll see in today's presentation. Non-Japanese friends are also welcome to join, with most of the Hakujins, Haolis, or Caucasians as you mainland people know them, usually portraying Germans or other enemy soldiers. All of you watching today are also invited to be a part of this living history event held twice every year, either as a participant or as just an observer. Hidenori Koda is a petty officer first class aboard the Japan Maritime Self-Defense Forces JS Mashu, a supply ship home ported in Maizuru. I first learned about the reenacting group several years ago when I received an email at the 100th Club office from him asking if it would be okay for him to visit our clubhouse. He said that he had watched a documentary about the 100th over 10 years prior and wanted to meet the 400th veterans who were interviewed. 3 of them, including my grand-uncle Jesse Hirata, had already passed away, but the 4th one, Robert Sato, was still alive and was the only one of the 4 who spoke fluent Japanese. During Mr. Koda's visit to Honolulu, not only did he finally get to meet Robert Sato in person, but he also spoke with other 100 veterans at our weekly wine gang luncheon at our clubhouse that people will be mentioning several times today. Since Mr. Koda's first visit, many other reenactors have also visited, some with their brand new wives, as we've been told that the 100th 442nd themed honeymoon in Hawaii is a big thing. So it is with great pleasure I introduce my good friend, Hidenori Koda.
Aloha everyone. My name is Hidenori Koda. I am the Chief Petty Officer of Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force. As a reenactor, I am researching the 100th Infantry Battalion. I am very honored to have you introduced to this Memorial Day. First of all, I show my respect to all Japanese Americans and all Japanese American military personnel who show their loyalty to the United States of America. Unfortunately, there was a war between 2 countries. Japanese Americans had a very hard time during the war. I don't have any experience of it. I am one of the reenactors who have the knowledge. I am doing a reenact for soldiers of 100th Infantry Battalion. This may seem very rude compared to the troops who had been suffered, lost their lives and mentalities. But we want to know how they lived, eat, slept, marched, and fight in the battlefield. There is not any risk to be killed and wounded in the reenactment. We will not deny our activities are not hard from the real tough combat situations at that time. We keep making any effort to get close to their experience and telling the legacy of the Japanese American troops to the future. I am very grateful to give me a precious time and memorable day from you. We are very honorable if we could help you to know our activities and get understanding for those. It may look like play. Please look over our activities warmly. Also, if you find some inappropriate thing, I would like you to point out. Thank you very much. Now, let's introduce our activities. Our group, Baker Company, 100th Infantry Battalion in Japan, is composite of about 20 men and each member works on different jobs in the real life. Our uniforms and equipment gears are purchased by self. These are produced in the World War II original or reproduced current day. It is illegal to have firearms in Japan because of the Japanese legal regulation. So we use model firearms made as toy. Some of members who lead this group are active duty personnel of the Japan Self-Defense Force. In particular, the Grand Self-Defense Force Infantry contributes to form the reenacting infantry. We have reenactment with using our holidays. Each group member comes from different prefectures in Japan. We can get together in few of members sometimes. We practice necessary trainings to behave as the troops. The one of training in the basic drill. We learn the movement in the combat according to the field manual of the U.S. Army from 1940s. We dig the foxhole in real to learn how hard to dig the foxhole. And we march in the field with the gear equipped individually. The reproduced military ration will be provided. B ration will be provided in the rear area. At the time, KP cooks using the field kitchen of U.S. Army. C rations, K rations, and 10-in-1 rations are for the combat situation. Every ration is remade by me. We equip the gear and clothes in World War II only when we sleep. It is for running, uncomfortableness, coldness, and inconvenience. We put the situation, the skirt, and the defense. We practice and educate ourselves in those situations. We study how to use the communication equipment used then in real. We conducted the combat exercise. This station is from dusk till dawn. We dig the foxhole in the assemble area. We send some scouts and check out the hostile troops continuously, even overnight. We attack the hostile troops in dawn. This activity came through with assistance by my friend German troops reenactors. We also had a recreation time. These baseball equipment are 1940s. We have to appreciate all the Japanese Americans because many of Japanese Americans helped us after the war, even if they were enemies during the war. A lot of aides from the Japanese American decided to get towards Japan at that time. Many of Nisei come to help us unfamiliar with the American language. There is a heartwarming episode between the Japanese American and Japanese. That is the Aloha Sakura or the Aloha Cherry. There are trees that called the Aloha Sakura. Those are old trees that Mr. Fujio Takaki planted for Japanese to heal their mind which got suffered during the war. It passed more than 70 years. The Aloha Sakura get old that planted by the MIS soldiers. We established the Aloha Sakura Preservation Society, took care of old Aloha Sakura trees and planted the new tree to remain their legacies. There are many reenactors involved, not only our team, but also the others. The president of Hawaii MIS Veterans Club, Mr. Enomoto, and the 100th Infantry Battalion Veterans Club took part in the planting ceremony, the new trees. The new trees are growing very nicely. Unfortunately, there are not so many people who know about the Japanese-American histories. We want to tell about those histories throughout our activities. We can study a lot of good things from the Japanese Americans who got the respected traditions and spirit from their ancestors. I appreciate a lot of people who give us a good understandings and cooperations. Mahalo nui loa. Thank you.